Hello everybody, my name is Sneak, and today I am playing the Hunger Games Simulator with my friends as characters as well as other members of the YBBC. So half of the characters are going to be particularly popular members of the YBBC, and then the other half are my friends. So, let's start. So obviously in District 1 it's me, my friend Mihal. District 2 will be Egg Waffle and Miss Piggy, Moxie and Wild Foxy, Rev and King Cheerio, Ollie and Ender, Kevy and Bishop, Shadow and Ghost, Astro and RJ, Luca and Leandro, Silas, Turquoise, Shark and Queen Cherry, and then not Turquoise, but Jahamas and 3v3. So let's jump into this. So, let's continue. Alright, day 1 bloodbath. So immediately 3v3 sets off an explosive that kills Ender. Miss Piggy finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Shadow grabs a sword. Silas finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Why can't I talk? Leandro grabs a shield from the ground. Moxie grabs a sickle and Jahames gets a slingshot. Rev scores a bar mace from inside the cornucopia. RJ grabs a sickle and Egg Waffle gets a slingshot. Turquoise and Cherry dash for the same bag of food and supplies, but Cherry gets scared and ends up retreating, and then finally Bishop finds a bag of food. Foxy stays at the cornucopia for resources. Astro and Ali share everything they gathered before running. Mihal is in shock for a moment and then retreats from the cornucopia. Right, day 1. Oh, so what? Okay, so King Cheerio is killed by poisonous arrow shot by Sneak. Yes. I've just chosen like the easiest arts I could find, so they're all done by random people, so thank you for the random people who've done them. Obviously I didn't commission them or anything, these are just things I found on the renders server. But yeah. RJ sees smoke rising in the distance and wonders who's responsible. Moxie steals food and water from Shadow. Turquoise constructs a shelter with sticks and grass. Rev overhears Bishop and Miss Piggy talking in the distance. Astro questions his sanity. Don't we all, Astro? Leandro, Queen Cherry, Ali, Shark and Silas hunt for other tributes. That's a stacked team. Why there's so many people? Mihal sees Kevy but decides to stay quiet and let him pass. 3v3 camouflages himself in a cave-type area. Foxy injures herself, tripping over a log. Egg Waffles falls and scrapes his leg while running away from Jahames. Maybe he was just being nice and chasing him being nice or something, I don't know. Miss Piggy finds an injured Bishop and puts 3v3 receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Kevy falls asleep in a tree. That sounds like a normal thing to do. Leandro receives medical supplies and nuts from an unknown sponsor. Leandro getting them nuts, bro. Sneak receives an iPad? Why am I getting an iPad? What am I going to do with an iPad? Mihal leaves Ali, Rev and Moxie because he doesn't like their plan to kill more people. Ali, Rev and Moxie is such a powerful team. Mihal, why would you not stay? By the way, I'm judging characters' power based on how good they are in the YBBC. So like characters like these guys would all be quite good, and then me is quite shit. Shark's unable to start a fire and is extremely uncomfortable. RJ, Egg Waffle, Queen Cherry and Jahamas sleep in shifts trying to protect each other. Foxy sees a fire but stays in place. Shadow begins to cry. Poor guy. Poor guy. Silas attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful given the lack of materials available. 3v3 watches Turquoise die from killer bee stings. Why did dude not help? That's tight, bro. Kevy receives healthy food from a sponsor. Yeah, Kevy, you be eating healthy, bro. Is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Foxy receives medical supplies from a sponsor. Silas and Astro create a fort out of sticks and leaves. That's gonna work. Oh no, never mind. Sticks and leaves is probably slightly more effective than sticks and grass. Miss Piggy, bro. Rev is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Mihal camouflages himself in a cave-top area. Wheat Cherry scares Sneak off into the distance. Dude, why are you scaring me, bro? Shark scares Egg Waffle off into the distance. Why are these two scaring people? What's wrong with them? RJ injures himself tripping over a log, and Jahames wonders what Shadow is up to. Jahames be thinking about Shadow, bro. No! No, what? Kevy stabs me in the arm. Just game plan for the morning. Shadow Fork and Wild Foxy huddle for warmth and love. What is this ship, bro? Why is this shipping Shadow and Foxy? What the hell? Okay, that's a bit weird. Astro receives fresh food and materials from an unknown sponsor. RJ tries to sing himself to sleep, or maybe in this case beatboxes himself to sleep. Would be more appropriate for, you know, the YBBC. Ali thinks about winning and what life would be like. Silas questions his sanity. Jammers sleeps in small increments, waking every little noise. Egg Waffle looks at the night stars and the sky and wonders if it's real. Don't worry. Queen Cherry dies of dysentery. Cherry just shat herself to death. Okay, I'm sorry. That's sad. Much for much needed resources. Silas discovers a water source. RJ scares Jahamas off in the distance. Egg Waffle and Miss Piggy work together for the day. Shark practices in knife throwing and archery. Shark gearing up for the fights, bro. Shadow Fork, Wild Foxy and Astro hunt for other tributes. Leandro and Ali hunt for other tributes as well. Nice. Foxy's unable to convince Astro not to kill her during the alteration. Shark is repeatedly awoken by nightmares. Ali lets 3v3 into his campsite. Moxie, Silas and Mihal sing songs together, hoping for the best. I know what song they'll be singing. They're probably singing Mihal's hut finale. That's good. I think Mihal should have won, but yeah. Egg Waffle, Jahames run to Kevy, Miss Piggy and Leandro, and they make temporary peace. Rev stays awake all night on pure adrenaline. RJ thinks about family, and Shadow is repeatedly awoken by nightmares. That's sad. Silas slices Astro with a sword. Ali receives a picture of his family from the sponsor. Leandro and Jahames work together for the day. Miss Piggy sees a poison frog, but manages to escape. Kevy throws rocks at Rev from a hiding spot in a tree. Mihal hides in a bush again. Mihal, what is it with you and hiding in a bush, bro? Coward. Shark questions his sanity. Shadow Fork, 3v3 and RJ. And Egg Waffle hunt for other tributes, and Moxie tries to kill a squirrel with an arrow. The tries word makes me think that Moxie was unsuccessful. No, Mihal, why did you kill Leandro, bro? What did Leandro do to you? Leandro is stabbed by Mihal in his sleep. Moxie and Silas sleep in shifts, placing full trust in each other. Shark received medical supplies and nuts from an unknown sponsor. Kevy and Rev sleep in shifts. I hate you, Kevy. You killed me! What the hell just happened? Why did I turn into a demon, bro? Right, whatever. Jahames receives fresh food and materials from an unknown sponsor. Ollie and Egg Waffle sleep in shifts. And RJ chants 3v3 wounds. Shadow Fork thinks about family. And Miss Piggy's unsuccessful try to start a fire. Mihal kills Ollie for medical supplies and food, bro. Silas tends to Shadow Fork's wounds. Miss Piggy sees smoke rising in the distance and wonders who's responsible. Jahames searches for water. 3v3 overhears Rev and Egg Waffle talking in the distance. Kevy climbs a tree. RJ sees Moxie but lets him pass. And Shark searches for food. Miss Piggy stabs RJ in his sleep. RJ, bro, you were doing so well. Unlike in Fortnite the other day. Kevy cooks his some squirrels and enjoys eating more than he thought. Where's the grammar? I swear, bro. Rev convinces Egg Waffle to snuggle with him for the night. No. Rev convinces Egg Waffle to snuggle with him in the night. That's bro. 3v3 Moxie and Shark discover a game plan for the morning. Silas and Mihal sleep in shifts, placing full trust in each other. Jahames climbs in a tree to get some rest, and Shadow Fork attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful, given lack of materials. No, Rev kills Jahames. No, Jahames, my god, why did he do that? Moxie makes a wooden spear from tree branches. Miss Piggy discovers a hidden pathway. Shark sees Silas but decides to stay quiet. Shadowfork asks Mihal to have mercy on him. 3v3 wonders what Kevy's up to. Egg Waffle rests in a ravine and thinks of his dad. Night 6. Miss Piggy is stabbed in the sleep by Shadowfork. Bro killed the hut champion, bro, that's mad. Moxie tends to his wounds with weaves and water. Silas and Mihal and Egg Waffle have a deep conversation and discuss the challenged that will come next in the next morning. Shark receives matches from an unknown sponsor. Yes, Shark, you better commit some arson with those matches, bro. Rev involuntarily passes out from sheer exhaustion. Poor Rev. 3v3 and Kevy talk about the tributes past and still alive. Kevy, you have no right to be talking about past tributes. I am one of those tributes. You killed me. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with my anger. No! No! Egg Waffle bashes Shark's head in with a mace. Dude. Moxie 3v3, Shadowfork, Rev raid Mihal's wives to each other. And Silas tries to treat his infection with water and grass. I'm sorry for the adverts that keep popping up. Yes! Yes! Kevy bleeds out from a wound left mildly treated. Yes, my murderer is dead. 3v3 runs away from Rev. Silas receives medical supplies from a sponsor. I've got to say we're down to the final 4, by the way. 3v3, Rev, Silas, and Mihal. Who is gonna win? Silas releases vicious animals onto 3v3 while he's sleeping. And Mihal wounds Rev in a confrontation but spares him. Dude. Rev and Mihal betray Silas with the aid of a rope, so what, they just strangle him? This is the final, right, the finale. Mihal versus Rev. That literally would be like an acceptable finale to like the YBBC World Championships. I'd love that. Who's gonna win? No! How do you lose like that? How do you lose like that, Mihal? Intentionally eats poisonous berries and dies in his sleep. What is wrong with this guy? Rev receives medical supplies and nuts from an unknown sponsor. So the winner is Real One Rev, the winner of the YBBC Hunger Games is Rev. Second place, the runner-up is Mihal, of course, and third is Silas. Let's see what goes on now. What else goes on? Fourth place, 3v3. Fifth place was Kevy. Sixth place, Shadowfork. 7th place, Egg Waffle. Wild Foxy at 16th. Queen Cherry at 17th. No, Sneak at 18. Turquoise at 19. Bishop at 20th. 21st is King Cheerio. 22nd is Ender. Ghost is 23rd. And the first death was Luca. My dude Luca. Poor guy. All these guys died in the bloodbath. Let's see, who got the most on? Egg Waffle and Shark are also on 1. Who was on 2 kills then? Miss Piggy was on 2 kills. Kevy was on 2 kills. Shadow was on 2 kills. 3v3 was on 2 kills. Silas was on 2 kills. Rev was on 2 kills. But the kill leader, dude, 4 kills to Mihal. Anyway, I guess well done to Rev. There was no personal skill from any of these guys involved, of course, but yeah, well done to Rev, well done to Mihal for coming second and Silas in third. Thank you for watching, or as much of the cast as possible from the YBBC World Championships. Maybe, maybe not, don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I enjoyed this, and goodbye.